Hi guys! We are here live at our beCause whY podcast at the beautiful YMCA Camp Willson out in Belle Fountain, Ohio. We wanted to show you the joys of camp, how you can register, and what it's like to be both a camper and a counselor. So I'm Lauren, I'm here with my co-host Allison, and we are going to go down the line. We're going to start with Heather down at the end here and go down the line, and they're going to talk about who they are, what brings them to Camp Willson, and one other interesting fact about you. Let's play that game. Yeah, I'm doing that.
Oh, can I have to go first?
Yes, you get to go first.
Fantastic. I'm Heather Graham. I'm the executive director of Camp Willson. What brings me here is my amazing whY career that has led me my 9 full-time years as a full-time whY employee, but my 15 years working with the whY, and I've been a camp counselor since I was 18 years old. So
this is full circle for you coming back to camp.
It is.
Really.
So I guess the interesting fact about me, I've been involved with the whY since I was a year and a half old. My mom took me there when we first moved to Chicago and haven't left. So,
wow. A true whY lifer. I thought you were here for a long time, Allison.
I know, she had my 16-year-old self. I wasn't there when I was a baby.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Me. My name is Lauren. I am a camp counsellor here at YMCA Camp Willson. I have been here this is my 4th summer. And to be honest, what brings me here is I love camp. It's not really a massive thing. I guess my interesting fact is that I'm from Scotland.
We can't tell.
There's nothing really like this back home, and I guess when I got here from my first year, I loved it, so I just keep coming back.
And you come from Scotland every year?
Yep, every summer.
Amazing.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Okay. My name is Anna, and I'm a camper here, and this is my 4th year here this summer. And what really brings me here is probably like the people here, and they just make it feel like home for me.
Okay, and one interesting fact, I think you forgot that too, Lauren. Your one interesting fact about
From Scotland.
She's sticking with it.
Interesting fact. Can I just be like anything?
Anything.
Anything? Like about my home life? Or like
You're not from Scotland?
Yeah, I'm not from Scotland.
Where are you from?
Troy, Ohio.
Troy, Ohio, okay. Okay, that can be your interesting thing. Okay, Matt, you next.
My name is Matthew. This is my 4th year at camp, and I come to camp for my friendships. So I met a ton of really cool people through camp, and we all kind of come the same week, so we all kind of coordinate it, so we all get to hang out, and it's it's one of the highlights of my summer. Interesting fact. I'm blanking.
You can say where you're from too if you want.
I'm from Columbus, Ohio. So.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Mary Sullivan. I'm the summer camp director. This is my first summer here, but I've been involved in camp for 20 years. I've also been involved in the whY most of my life. Started when I was 3. And my fun fact is I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, nice. I like this. So even though we're here in Ohio, we've got people from all over the world that come to Camp Willson, and that's a fair statement, right? That a lot of our counselors come from all over the world.
This year we have about 60 staff that have come. Of those 60 staff, about half are American domestic. The rest all come as basically student exchange.
Very cool.
To come and work for the summer, and we have 9 different countries represented this year.
That's so cool.
And I just want to give a little brief history of those of you who are what's Camp Willson?
Where is Camp Willson? What's Camp Willson?
Yeah, where are we?
Where
you guys
are
are
we?
outside on a beautiful summer day.
How did you get this job? I'm jealous.
Yeah, so we are on 500 acres of land that's been with the YMCA of Central Ohio for
100 years.
101 years.
Yes,
So we
101
celebrated
years.
the 100th birthday of this beautiful place last year, which is amazing. If you've never got a chance to be out here, it's a really easy drive. Took us about 45-50 minutes
from Columbus.
From the city of Columbus. And I mean, if you can just see from where we're standing here.
Let me go pan.
And those of you who are listening to this, you can't see. It's a beautiful day. We're surrounded by these gorgeous trees with the lake in the background, sunshine, nice breeze coming through. This place is magic. I think you can feel it in the air when you step on these grounds. You know it's a wonderful place, and you know that magic happens here. And I don't know if maybe some of you guys want to talk about your own experiences and how this place makes you feel, why you keep coming back, all that good stuff.
Want me to take it away? Yeah. So as I said before, Scotland doesn't really have a lot like this. And when I came for my first summer, I really had no idea what I was getting into. But I think when you see the impact that you have as a counsellor on the kids, and I think actually my first summer was Anna's first summer, and I had Anna in my cabin. So it's really cool to see that kids keep coming back, and the memories that they make and the friendships they make. And I guess the friendships and the memories that we as counsellors make as well.
Yeah. I mean, and I would assume being a young person, like it really helps you grow. It helps your confidence.
Yeah.
It helps build skills that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah.
I know I was always very shy, which people are very surprised about, but I was always very shy, and I would think that like some sort of a camp experience really kind of forces you out of whatever comfort zones that you have, and really makes you make friends and be outgoing and puts you into new situations and builds a confidence that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was 18 when I first came.
Okay.
So I was pretty young. And the difference from my first summer to now is crazy.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's been the best thing I've ever done, personally.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's really awesome. Yeah. Campers?
I'll lead off. I think my favorite story was actually from my first week of camp. I was here with one of my friends, but I didn't really know a ton of people at camp. I mean, it was my first time ever down here, and I was up at the ranch. And I remember we had come down for dinner, and we'd gone out, and all the main campers went away to do whatever magic thing they do between dinner and activity. I don't really know what happens, but it was basically just the ranchers down on the lawn. And a couple of my friends and I were messing around in the Gaga pit. It had poured the night before, so the Gaga pit was literally just covered in mud. So we're in there. And for some reason I walked away, and when I come back, I see that one girl is literally covered in mud. She'd fallen into the mud puddle, and then proceeded to smear it all over the other people that were in there. So I jumped right in, and I got covered in mud. And at one point I remember somebody flung a ball of mud, and it landed right in my eye. So at that point we all walked out. We walked over to our counselors, kind of with our tail between our legs, and they just looked at us like, "What did you do?" And I think the best part of that story was that I was with 4 people that I really didn't know well at the time. I maybe knew one of them going into it. And since then, I've grown with them. I want to say 3 of them are actually here this week with me, and we've actually become really good friends since then. We've continued to come back together and make more memories, so that was really cool.
Mud fights.
Yeah, actually.
For those people who don't know, what is a Gaga pit?
Oh, okay. So
It sounds really, it's not Lady Gaga. Right.
It's like this almost circular pit. It's usually wood. It's got higher walls, and you have to you play with a dodgeball type thing, and you have to knock it into people's feet. It sounds weird, but it's actually pretty fun.
Well,
It's
and
hard to explain.
So Matthew, you talked about ranch camp also. So Heather, would you like to, or Mary, whoever would like to talk more about the different kinds of camps that we have? So it's not just come to camp and run around in the mud, and there's actually lots of very cool things to do in the themes, and we can talk just a little bit more about that.
So we have a couple different tracks that you can come on when you come to camp. So we have our traditional main camp, but within the traditional main camp, there are different programs that happens as well. So we have our Rangers program, which is for 6 to 9-year-olds. We have our Pathfinder programs, which is 9 to 11? 12.
Yep.
And then we have our Trailblazers, which is 12 to 14. And then our teens and our Teen Extreme program, which is 13 to 16. We also have Ranch Camp. So we have our ranch camp where they stay up in the cabins that are right next to the barn. They basically get to adopt a horse for a week.
Very cool.
I can't remember the age on that. Is that 13?
I want to say it's 12.
12. Yeah, so those are 12 to 16-year-olds. And then beyond that, we also have our CIT programs, so where we are training young people to be able to come back and be counselors. So once you've completed, once you've turned 16 or you're 17 years old and you're going to want to learn a little bit and learn what it's like to be a counselor and create the magic that is Camp Willson, we have the CIT program as well. We also have specialty programs. So we have the Loco Arts Camp. So we have 2 weeks of arts camp where the artist in residence is coming in and doing projects with the kids. We have a theater camp. We do fishing camp 3 times in the summer. And we also have our Wranglers program. So Wranglers happens, I think 8 out of the 9 weeks. Those are for kids that are 10 to 12, so aren't just quite old enough to go to ranch, but they spend the whole morning up at ranch and then spend the afternoon in the traditional activities down here.
Awesome. And campers, what are your favorite activities that you guys get to do at camp?
Okay, mine
You
would
can do like top 3. Like, doesn't have to be one. You can do as many as you want.
Mine would probably either be stand-up paddleboarding, because you can have like water fights between the people and you're able to like jump in the lake and you can like, yeah. And then my second one would probably be the giant swing, because it's just like a really big
sounds like
thrill to the campers.
Giant swing's really good. I'm gonna agree with that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm a rancher through and through, so I'm gonna have to say like trail rides are really fun, and then just lessons in general are really fun for me too.
Being with the horses. I'm like, I love animals, so anytime to be with another living creature that's not a human is awesome.
And we're going to take you guys on a tour of camp later. So we aren't going to do it on our live feed, but we're going to upload some videos later of the different parts of camp. If we did it on the live feed, it would be probably an hour of us walking around and only a couple minutes of anything really juicy. So we'll be bringing you more videos to our Facebook page, but we are going to show you Lake McAchee, and we're going to also show you one of the bunks that the kids stay in, and you get to kind of see where your children would be staying. And then if you stay tuned for the podcast later on, we're going to be talking to Heather a little bit more in depth on our audio portion of our podcast, which will be up on ymcacolumbus.org/podcast later. So if you want to know about Willson, I'm sure you are clamoring to get your kids here, and we are clamoring to have you here. You can go to YMCACampWillson.org, and you can see what kind of camps, when they're offering in summer, pricing, and all that good jazz. And we're going to talk a little bit more with Heather about that later. But for now, we want to show you Camp McAchee. So
Can we end on one final question?
yes,
Before we show you
yes,
the
our
tour?
favorite question. Sorry,
I have one
got
final
excited.
question before you guys. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to talk to everybody about your experience. Could you finish this sentence? If not for the YMCA, blank.
Who wants to start? You can think about it for a second.
If not for the YMCA, I can honestly say I would not be the person that I am today. I had some amazing role models. I had amazing opportunities through our swim team program, our gymnastics program. It was my first job. I did leave for a little while, but 20 years later, I'm here, and it's my love. So it definitely has shaped who I am today.
If not for the YMCA, I wouldn't be doing a lot of things I love. I wouldn't be riding horses, and that's something I do full year, and I love it. And I wouldn't have a lot of my friends, a lot of great people that I hang out with all year. I wouldn't know, would have never met.
If not for the YMCA, I wouldn't really have anything to look forward for the next summer, because I love this camp like so much, and like you get to make new friends, like you said.
Good job. If not for the YMCA, I would not have had the same opportunities to grow that I have in the 4 years I've been coming to camp. So many different aspects of me and myself have grown. Confidence is a massive one, and that runs through counsellors and campers. And then also just the connections that I've built over the last 4 years with counsellors from America, Brazil, Germany, England, all around the world. It's been the best opportunity I've had, and it was the why that gave me that opportunity.
So if not for the YMCA, I feel like I would have no direction. I feel like the why on multiple occasions in multiple times in my life has saved me. And now here I am, and I'm working my dream job. So I get to have my kids grow up here at camp. I get to see the impact that we make every day. I get to see, it's kind of a cool perspective. Not only do I know what the impact is as a Y employee, but I am now a parent of a camper. So my son has spent his first summer here, and watching his transformation and what he's doing as a 7-year-old. So it's pretty amazing.
I'm like getting misty-eyed back here.
It's pretty amazing. Well, thank you guys
Yes.
for sharing your stories and experiences with us and your time from your camp
Yes.
to sit here and talk with us.
Probably
We
not
really
nearly as
appreciate
fun
it.
as mud fights.
Yeah, go
but-
back to
Hopefully,
paddleboarding
let's let the rain hold off so that we don't have
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Enjoy the sun.
Hi everybody, we're back. Thanks for listening to our first part of podcast number 3, live from Camp Willson. We hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit of our counselor and current camper stories. Heather and Mary have stayed around to talk a little bit more about camp with us.
We let the campers go.
We let them go do some more paddleboarding in their mud fights. So we have them here with us now to talk a little bit more in depth about some of the offerings here, what you can expect if you're coming to camp, and some things that parents might benefit from knowing. So thanks guys for staying around.
Sure, no problem.
So let's talk first about what parents can expect with their kids coming to camp. Like, what are like the number one worries, or what parents' number one thing they say when they're picking up their kids, or especially if maybe they're first, now they've seen the live and they're like, okay, maybe I really do want to be able to bring my kids here, but they're a little bit worried or a little bit hesitant. I mean, even this is your first year that your son's here, so I mean, if you guys can talk about that a little bit.
I would say it's going to be harder on you than it will on them. You'll want to prolong that goodbye, and they'll be ready for you to go. Also, like, if your kid forgets something, if they forget a toothbrush, a towel, we have all that stuff just in case. We understand that they're children, that things are going to happen. We are not going to let your kid go all week without brushing their teeth. We are not going to let them go all week without taking a shower. So if they forget little things, that's okay. Like, we are here to take care of them. That's our jobs. You are handing over your most precious possession, and we don't take that lightly. So we will be able to make sure that all happens. I'd say the other frequently asked question probably is about what to pack or how to pack.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit more.
I would say, obviously it's camp, bathing suit, towel, flip-flops for the shower. Don't send new clothes because they're out and about, and when it rains it gets muddy, so we are in the mud, but it's good. We'll get them in a shower. It's all good.
Especially in Ohio.
Yeah, especially in Ohio.
Yeah.
Socks and sneakers.
Lots of socks.
Lots of socks because they are getting sweaty and running around. But really, the packing list is simple. Just things that they can run around in and have fun in, and then a bathing suit and towel. That's really it.
Like sunscreen and stuff. Is
Definitely.
That all stuff that's on there? Okay.
Yeah, definitely sunscreen, bug spray.
Yes.
And then whatever they feel comfortable sleeping in. So if that's a sleeping bag and a pillow, or a blanket and a pillow. And then the way that we ask our families to pack is anything that is soft, anything, clothing, bedding, gets packed in one bag, and anything else, so your toiletries, shoes, books, anything else you're bringing gets packed in a second bag. And that's because we do a bed bug prevention system. So what we do is anything that's soft, it goes into the giant heater for about a half hour. It's not going to do, it's nothing more than if you were to put the clothing into a dryer. But what it does for us is it helps us guarantee that those things aren't coming onto our property, and be able to keep them from spreading, or keeping everybody safe as well. But we get a lot of concerns about that. But honestly, you just put the soft stuff in one bag and the toiletries in another, and we're good to go.
Well, I think that's great. I mean, it's no secret that bed bugs are a known issue everywhere.
Yep.
Like,
Especially in a
Ohio
place
is like no exception. So I think that doing that extra precaution to make sure that everybody's stuff is safe and everyone's coming in without stuff like that, I think that's awesome. So, and nothing's gonna melt, nothing's gonna be destroyed. It's just giving that one extra
layer of protection, and one more thing that the kids don't have to worry about when they're here.
Yep, totally. So meals, I can imagine that's another thing parents wonder about. What is my kid going to eat all week long? Or
if they have
they're a
dietary
picky
restrictions,
eater, or can you talk a little
allergies?
bit about what they can expect meal-wise?
Sure. We have an amazing staff who have accommodated gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan, sesame allergies, peanut allergies. We've had many conversations with parents to find out what kinds of foods they don't like, because that can be challenging when they are restricted in their diet, to make sure that they have foods that they're comfortable with while they're here. We always have hot option plus a full salad bar with all kinds of fruits and vegetables on it as well. So we've been able to accommodate everything so far this summer. And we have lots of happy campers eating great food.
Yes, they will not go hungry
No,
here.
they will not go hungry here.
And is that a question when parents sign up? Like, do your children have any food allergies or have any food? Okay, so that's something that's just a part of when they sign up. They don't have to reach out.
No, it's all part of the health forms. So when you are registering for camp, we have an online registration system called Campsite. When you go on and do that, you will denote which weeks you want to come, but you can also give us as much information about your camper. Awesome. And I say to anyone and everyone, the more information you give us, the better. It's so much better for us to be prepared and for us to know whatever challenges or anything your child's walking in with, so that we can be completely prepared for that. We serve kids from all different kinds of backgrounds, anything, and the more information that we're armed with, the better we can serve your child and the better their experience is going to be. So there's no such thing as oversharing.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm sure lots of parents love to overshare, which is
about
great.
their kids. Let's talk about the most important thing, right?
Right.
Yeah, your most precious thing. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm sure it can be scary, like leaving I don't have kids, but I'm sure leaving your kids somewhere for a week and,
It can be scary.
Not knowing what they're doing.
Right.
So is there, do you communicate throughout the week, or is there a place where they can see pictures or see anything like that, or?
Parents are allowed, so through our campsite, they can send emails. We also have lots of mail runs. Our mailbox is stuffed during the summer, so you
Good
can.
old-fashioned letters.
That's
I
right.
love that.
Yeah.
Care packages.
Well, and
Yeah.
I think that's the cool thing about camp, is that in this world that's so driven by technology, this is the place where that doesn't really exist.
No.
And
Can they have phone? They can't have phones,
Nope.
or they can't.
They
Like
can't.
you get to just be a kid.
Yep.
and
enjoy
enjoy
running around
nature and enjoy not being in front of the screen
Yes.
and totally detaching from that technological world. I think that's so rare in this day and
Communicating with
age.
other kids
To find a space,
Face-to-face.
yes, to find a space
Right.
that does not exist. I think that's so rare and such a cool thing about camp too. That could really be a good selling point. Get your kids off the phone and the tablet and the TV for a week. And you can only imagine what you're going to open their worlds to. And maybe you guys can talk a little bit, like, what does the transformation in kids look like, or
What do you guys
what have
see?
you seen in some kids from when they get here to when they arrive, or like Anna and Matt, who we talked to earlier, that have been here 4 years. What does that transformation look
Or
like?
someone specific you can think of.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough that on Monday I got a phone call from a parent who picked up his child on Saturday, and he was glowing and so appreciative of what camp had done for his daughter, and just mentioned that they had had a rough year both in school and at home, and she didn't want to come to camp, but he knew that this was something that she needed, and so had dropped off a sullen, upset child. And when he pulled up to camp, he saw her standing with a group of her cabin mates, and he's like, I could just tell that my child had blossomed in that week. And he's like, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it, because it's amazing and you guys are great. And she's coming back in a couple weeks.
Is she really?
Yeah, and she's
She
excited.
really wants to come back.
She's excited to come back.
Gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, so it was, on a Monday morning, it was like, this is the best
Best
thing
way
ever.
to know that you're making a difference in a kid's life, and it's multiple kids' lives that we have here.
Every day. I mean, how many campers on average come?
On average, we have, I'd say, 140, 145 campers that are here. On top of that, we also do day groups. So if your child is involved with the YMCA of Central Ohio day camp, we also see all the day camps as well. So in any given week, we could see 500 different kids.
Wow.
Which is
And they
pretty
all
neat.
get to come out and experience.
Yep, they
Camp
all get to be
Willson.
here at camp.
That's
Yep.
so cool. I love it. Okay, let's talk about everyone's favorite thing to talk about. Let's talk about price.
Sure.
Pricing. I would also love for us to talk about membership for all, what that means. We want everybody to be able to come to camp regardless of financial situation. We know that this is kind of a bonus that people get to experience this, but we want everybody to be able to have an equal opportunity to experience this. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so a week of camp, a traditional week of camp is $565. If you're looking at ranch camp and some of the specialty camps, those are $645. We have many different ways that those can be achieved. So we have payment plans, we have different options. On top of that, because of the amazing generous donations and the things that we raise through our annual campaign, we do get to give out close to $65,000 or $70,000 in camperships a year.
That's awesome.
So far we've been able to give out, I think we've done 57 full camperships.
Wow.
And we've been able to help out, I think, over 300 families.
Wow.
That's
Is
amazing.
there a way that you choose that, or can they apply for that, or is
All they need to do is the same application that you can get at the branch.
Uh-huh.
It's also on our website. You just need to send that to me. So Heather Graham, that's heather.graham at ymcacolumbus.org.
GRAHAM?
GRAHAM. Yep. And I will get in contact with you and process that, and we do it, you know, for any reason, but just the most important thing to us is that the kiddos coming to camp.
Yes. Bring your kids here. They'll have an unforgettable summer, a different summer. This place is great. I mean, once you get here, it's so contagious, this energy. It's so special what happens up here, and it's really not that far from Columbus. So in other places around Ohio even.
Yeah, that's the really great thing about us. So we're in Bellefonte, Ohio. I don't know if we actually said where we are, but it's not that far from anywhere.
It's an hour away from Columbus, so it's
an
not
hour from Columbus. If you're
further.
looking north, like Lima, Toledo area, it's an hour to Lima, maybe like 2.5 to Toledo. Even Cleveland's not that far. Down to Cincinnati. So we've pulling campers pretty much across the state. It's a nice central location.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What else? Is there anything else
Yeah, what
that
else?
we've
Anything else you can
missed?
think of that we've missed or that you want to touch on?
I don't know. We've covered a lot.
I know, we talked about so
Yeah,
much.
Can people just come here to check it out? Like if somebody wanted to just come see what Willson was, or wanted before they maybe signed up their kid, or
Before the summer starts, we do 3 or 4 open houses.
Okay.
Now, since we do have kids on camp, I would like them to reach out to Mary or myself and schedule that. Just because we do have certain practices to be able to control who's on camp with the kids being here.
Yep.
But we would love to take you on a tour even now.
Absolutely.
But emailing either one of us would be the best way to set that up.
awesome. And give us your emails one more time.
Mine is heather.graham, GRAHAM, at ymcacolumbus.org.
And mine is mary.sullivan, SULLIVAN, at ymcacolumbus.org.
Awesome. And I think another great resource too for those parents who are curious about camp is our website. We recently completely overhauled that, so it is a great tool that's out there. It has a ton of information about camp, photos, activities, what the weeks looks like, what a summer looks like, what your meals are going to be, how to contact us. There's a ton of information on there, so Google YMCA Camp Willson, and it's Wilson with 2 L's, WILLSON, and check out our website too. I'm sure you'll be able to find a ton of information on there.
You guys got to come and check this out. It's so. My favorite thing about this is that now that we've been here 101 years, that so many things have changed in a century. I mean, over a century. Think of everything that's changed since 1918, but Camp Willson has kind of remained steadfast in its values and in its what it's here to do, which is to help kids gain confidence, learn honesty, respect, caring, responsibility, and to learn how to be the best kids that they can be, and that's something that's never changed. So.
And I think that summer camp was invented at the Y too, if I'm not
Probably.
mistaken.
I mean,
overnight
swim lessons,
camping.
basketball,
We can go ahead and claim it.
Yeah, I'll have to do some Googling,
more
but I want to
research.
say that I read that somewhere that it was invented at the Y or by a Y staff. So, I mean, these are the we've been doing it 100+ years. We're going to continue to do it 100 more. So, yeah, I mean, this is the place to be. If you're thinking about this experience for your child or a child that you know, I guarantee you they're gonna have a great time here,
worthwhile.
and they'll love every minute of it. And it's an unforgettable experience, a gift that you can give to your child. And
It's a once in a lifetime experience that lasts them for the rest of their lives
Yep.
and shapes who they are. If you couldn't tell from our previous and even you guys from our previous
We're just a little bit passionate about it.
A little bit, yeah.
well, thank you guys for listening. This was a special edition of our podcast because we've had such great feedback from you guys, from our listeners. We appreciate each and every one of you. You're allowing us to tell these why stories in a way that we've never been able to do before, and it couldn't be without your support and your time listening with us today. So we hope to continue. We will be continuing these. We want to do them as much as we can. I think we have the content out there, and we want to be able to produce these for you guys on a more regular basis. So please feel free to send your questions, comments, stories, ideas to us at podcast@ymcacolumbus.org, PODCAST at YMCAColumbus.org. We'd love to hear from you. We want to know what you're thinking. We hope you're loving it. If not, please let us know that too, how we can be better. We're always looking for feedback. So we'll be back on with you guys in July with our new president and CEO, Tony. So we're super excited about that. I'm sure he's going to give us a lot of good info on
He's fun.
on the direction that he's planning on taking our organization. So we're really excited about that. Send us your stories, questions, comments. Heather and Mary, thank you guys so much for spending a part of your busy day with us at Willson today. And check out our website or email these two ladies for more info. And we hope to see you guys at camp soon.
See you at camp.